Hey guys, Jarek here, and Komodo's back, and hey, look at this! Best Trials Evolution Maps, episode 14. So it's been a long while since I posted one of these. The last time I posted one was in December of 2012, before you even moved in. So, I felt like uploading another one. Don't expect me to upload a ton of these, but I do still like the game, and I do still want to upload stuff every now and again of it. So, enjoy the very, very rare episode of this, and let's just move on to the best maps. So, the first thing I want to say is they really need to change the voting system in this game. This is a mini rant. Because you're looking at the highest rated in this week. This is all you'll see is a bunch of ninja difficulty maps. And the reason these show up is because instead of basing the voting section off of percentages, it bases it entirely off of 5 stars. So if like 2 people vote something 5 stars, it will show up in the highest voted. And unfortunately, you can't vote on levels until you have beaten the level, so you can't downvote ninja difficulty maps because I don't want to see them. These are not the maps I'm looking for when I want to go play Trials Evolution. Like, get this shit out of here. Like, I shouldn't have to do any of this if I want to beat a level. Like, I played this game to enjoy it and have fun, not piss myself off.
Like, none of this should even be physically possible. I know it's a video game, but goddamn.
Yeah, and whoever manages to beat these levels, I respect you for having this much motivation to get this good at this game, but how?
I don't respect you for having not enough life.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about video games. If someone's better than you, they don't have a life. If someone's worse than you, they're new.
Well, no. If they're worse than me, they don't have a life. Their life is just... I have no idea where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that either. So yeah, this is the Best Trials Evolution maps, and let's go ahead and move on to the questions. So I'll be kind of going in and out of the questions that people have asked, because I'll be really distracted by the maps, because these are very amusing. But I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible, and if you have any questions you'd like us to answer, then ask them in the comments below. First though, this map, Imperial Sabotage, obviously a Star Wars based map. There's all the information if you want to go download it. This is a pretty cool level. I'm going to start looking through the replays of the leaderboards. The reason I'm doing this is because watching or trying to get a perfect playthrough myself is kind of frustrating, and I do want to play the game and enjoy it, so I figured just, watching a replay through the leaderboard is good enough. I'm pretty sure no one's complaining. But yeah, Star Wars stuff everywhere, and it's like Star Wars mixed with Daft Punk mixed with Tron.
I just noticed that AT-AT in the background. And their X-Wing flying by.
Yeah, there's
TIE
everywhere.
Fighter. Jesus, I keep messing those up.
But yeah, there's Star Wars shit all over the place on this level.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, although I'm a little confused at all the Tron bike. I'm not complaining, I mean, it's cool, but kind of confusing.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Let's move on to the first question. This person asked, what's your 5 favorite games from 2000 to 2010? I'm just going to go ahead and say what's my 5 favorite games, because that's a really weird time frame to ask. I don't really have a favorite games list. It's kind of hard to answer, but I'd probably list something like Half-Life 1, Fear 1, just the original Fear and the expansion Extraction Point, none of the other Fears. Red Orchestra 2 definitely, and Killing Floor, something along with those. I generally seem to lean more towards shooters when it comes to it, and I definitely lean a lot more towards shooters that have a learning curve. And I don't get what's with the skull here. That's just kind of sitting there.
I'm gonna be frank here. You're asking me my 5 favorite games from that time frame. I don't even remember my 5 favorite minutes from that time frame. I don't remember a lot from...
Yeah, but your memory's kind of bad.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, so this map, I left in a few fails because they can be quite hilarious. It's called Impossible Drop. It's incredibly easy. There's a ramp on the bottom, and all you really got to do is land on the ramp and be successful, which, sounds super easy, but it's not so easy. And that happens a lot. You're talk about the next level of death.
You, embedded yourself halfway through the ramp.
It's not as easy as it looks. You're probably looking at this and going, oh, I can do that quite easy. Maybe on my first, second, or third attempts. I played this for 10 minutes and said fuck it and just watched a replay.
No, I'm watching it and going, I wonder how badly I'll do.
Oh god, it's got my leg.
Oh my god. Oh god. There aren't even words for this.
And I think this one is probably the best one. This is, or best or worst, go ahead and define it yourself, but Impaled.
Oh!
Straight on chest collision right with the ramp.
You hit it so hard you defied the laws of physics.
And that ramp has a lot of dirt. Either that or I have not bathed in weeks. So eventually I just kind of said fuck it and went to the leaderboard and went to watch a replay. just so I can get the recording of how you're supposed to do it. This version did it kind of flashy, lots and lots of flips.
Maybe that's what you gotta do, eh?
Pretty sure it isn't.
That's a bright light.
That really is. It's like Battlefield 3.
Wow.
That's all it took. And nap time. Alright, this one. So every once in a while I'm reminded, actually not every once in a while, a lot of the time, I'm reminded that you can do a bunch of crazy shit with the editor in this game. This is supposed to be a motorcycle game, and you start coming up with stuff like this. This is not what Red Lynx had intended when they made the map editor. Maybe they did, who knows? You can do a bunch of stuff with this. Did you suddenly turn into a witch or something?
What?
So you can make ridiculous stuff with this game when it comes to the editor. This is quite easily, if you're talking about the best editor I've seen in any game, it goes to this game, like, without a doubt. If you can make stuff out of a motorcycle game like this, what else can compete with that?
Little Big Planet.
I'd still have to give it to this game. With all the crazy things I've seen in this game, I've seen first-person shooters, first-person horror games, other types of third-person shooters, top-down shooters, things like this. I mean, this is a motorcycle game. This is basically Excitebike 2012. That's what it's supposed to be, and somehow they managed to do this.
Alright. Considering that, I guess I would have to give it to it, because, I mean, Little Big Planet's made for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Little Big Planet, it's kind of... In a way, it reminds me of Scribblenauts.
How?
Just with how much you're able to do with it.
But Scribblenauts... it's more of... I can't even. Anywho. What?
That's the end. That's how
okay.
That's how you win, but the replay looks a little...
I thought that was like I want to be the guy type of deal, and I was like, no, that is a dick move.
So this map is Sentient. This is one of the maps that I actually really like. These are the types of maps that I go into Trials of Evolution to start playing. There's nothing crazy difficult that would require you to, put in ninja difficulty or anything. It has, it's fairly difficult enough to present a challenge, and it looks overall visually appealing on the eyes. There's a lot of really cool stuff in the background, and
I thought it was underwater for a second there.
yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, this guy obviously put a lot of time into just putting small details in the background, and that's what I like. I mean, it's gimmicks and everything, but it's still cool.
But yes, I never hopped in on that question. Castlevania. That is all.
Castlevania 2?
Get out! I hate you.
Alright, next question. What is your favorite gun in an FPS game of all time? I kind of worded that weird, but I can't answer that question.
Isn't that like one of those questions that you hate?
It's way too difficult, especially off the top of my mind. Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my mind that... Especially when it comes to me, where I like guns. I like shooting guns, and guns are cool. So, a lot of my favorite guns would end up being guns that are replicated very faithfully in video game form from real life. And that would just go to, like, say how Red Orchestra 2 did it, where guns, they feel powerful, you die in one shot. You may be able to kill the enemy in one shot, but there's a lot of tension there because they can kill you in one shot too, even from a pistol. The way they do the recoil, the way they reload the guns, everything about it seems very authentic to the real gun. And things like that usually end up being my favorite guns, if that makes any sense.
If you're asking me, I'm gonna break this down into two categories. Category 1, we're talking about, like, the more realistic shooters. In which case, I would have to say, and you're probably gonna hate me because the only game I've ever played that had this gun in it was a Call of Duty game. That would be the RPD, and I love light machine guns.
How have you only played one game that had that variant of LMG?
I don't know.
I hate you a lot for that.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Anyway, if we're going like...
Oh, wait. Into the fan.
Salsa, anyone? Anywho, if we're talking like a sci-fi completely off the wall type of gun that just will not ever exist, probably gonna go with the BFG.
Yeah, that's the kind of like safe response that you'll get, but if I had to think, I probably wouldn't say the BFG. I just say BFG because that's the first thing that comes to your mind because it's really recognizable. And
wait a minute, I answered this before. I said the friggin'.
First off, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Fuck the maker of this map for putting in that first jump. It's next to impossible.
I guess I missed it.
Yeah, there's one very specific gap in the jump that is exactly where you'll want to land your front tire, and it really fucks you up.
I see. But yes, I remember being asked a question similar to this, and I actually didn't say the BFG. I said the ray gun carbine from Time Splitters. I remember that now.
Oh man, so many of the weapons in Time Splitters were so amusing.
Agreed. Also, that's the first time my memory actually served me. I'm scared.
Okay, I have I'm gonna rant about this one for a while. What do you think of the Oya? Oi. Oi, so much Oi there. It's just it is a box that plays Android games. It's just, that is like taking the next level of casual gaming. It's a phone that you can only plug into TVs. That's all it fucking is. Android games, I can't even consider it that real gaming. Why would you want this? I do not understand it. And I understand it's still kind of in the works and everything, but when there's a bunch of stuff, like for instance with the Oya, you cannot play it until you insert your credit card information, that shouldn't be a thing. I'm being very biased here because I am, for lack of a better term, a hardcore gamer. I say that with quotes, because the games that interest me are games like Red Orchestra 2 that have a very big learning curve and don't cater to the mainstream audience. And something like the Oya is not going to appeal to me instantly. If Nintendo doesn't appeal to me, that won't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's hard to make a console for not gamers, because, I mean, the Wii somehow had success, but...
That's because it was in every family's living room.
Yeah, but how's the Wii U doing?
Well, that had a lot to do with really bad marketing. Especially with the name. You name something the Wii U and people are just going to think it's something that you shove onto the Wii. Especially for those that aren't educated, and, you know, most of the people that owned a Wii weren't real gamers. They just kind of, you know, casual gaming. They didn't follow this stuff. They didn't know the Wii U was an entirely new console. They thought it was a peripheral. And honestly, I could kind of say the same thing about the 3DS. Like, the fact that they named it the 3DS honestly led me to believe it was just a DS with 3D capability.
Because you're dumb.
They named it the 3DS. What else am I going to think? Like, until I personally got it myself, I did not realize it was an upgrade hardware-wise, majorly.
I had been looking into it for a while because, I mean, I, for the longest time, had that... Oh, wow, you made it through that, okay. I had that big friggin' tank DS for the longest time.
The ones that made your arms tired just by holding it?
And then I upgraded, and I'm using quotes here, to the DSi, and yeah, the L and R buttons quit on me, so I went up to a 3DS, which, hey, guess what? The L and R button stopped working on me on that one too. Great job, Nintendo. Good design.
You see, it's weird you say that because I have never once had a problem with Nintendo's handhelds.
It is not an uncommon problem.
Which is weird because they've been like next to indestructible for me. I mean, hell, Gabe put his DS through the wash and it kept working.
What kind of DS was it?
DS Lite. So,
okay. See, DS Lites were right after the original DS, so I guess they had some amount of...
They're indestructible. I still have mine. I basically just use it as Game Boy Advance at this point because I have a 3DS for like DS games.
Yeah, I have still that, you know, that big original DS in there that I pretty much only use to play Mario and Luigi. But yeah, their newer ones. Okay, that one I thought it was just gonna throw you somewhere. The newer ones seem to have issues. Holy crap!
Catapult. Well, you see, I have the 3DS XL. I don't know if that means anything.
It might.
It's a newer design, so maybe it is a little bit more reliable. Who knows?
You also don't use the damn thing.
I use it plenty. I use it before I go to sleep a lot.
That's it. Like me, I had mine in my pocket with me everywhere. It's not like
I took my DS Lite everywhere though. Like that was always in my cargo pocket, getting hit on stuff.
All right, I'll give you that. But like,
and anytime you ran, it would like hit against your knee.
But like I was saying, I never actually, I was never... Oh, sure. It's in the wrong pocket. I never physically, struck my DS, whether on purpose or by accident. Why are you suddenly in heaven? That is not where you go.
This is not
Never
where you
mind.
go either.
Whoa! What is that?
So this is quite easily the best track I have put in here. I saved it for the last one because I was incredibly amused by this one.
I blinked and then suddenly this.
So the name of this map is Debt Collector. You can kind of guess why.
Okay.
Because fuck you people.
Wow.
I am very easily amused by this course. So whoever the hell made this, we need more of this. So as I also want to say the best one for last, there's been another episode of the Best Tries Evolution Maps. I don't know when I'll release another one of these, but hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.